Welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the Charleston AMA and broadcasting from our friends at Charleston Media Solutions Studios. Thanks to our awesome sponsors at CMS, we get to chat with the cool folks making waves in Charleston. From business and art to hospitality and tech, these movers and shakers choose to call the Lowcountry home. They live here, work here, and make a difference here. So what's their story? Let's find out together.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Charleston American Marketing Podcast. I am Tom Kepler with Obsidian Comms Content Coaching. ChooseObsidian.com. Joined here today with my special guest co-host, Amanda. Amanda, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks, Tom. I think this is my first time hosting a Charleston Marketing Podcast. I'm usually behind the scenes, but I'm happy to be here with my good friend, which we'll introduce in a little bit. I'm Amanda Bunting-Coman. I'm the Marcom co-chair on the AMA board, and I also have my own marketing company called Social ABCs.
Wonderful. Great to have you. Pleasure to co-host together with you. I should mention we are sponsored today by the South Carolina Research Authority, SCRA, and many thanks to Jerry Feelsgood for the beats on the way in today. Very special guest today, Andrew Barton. You are a graphic designer, an illustrator, a children's book author. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. Would love to trace your origin story. How'd you get started in all this? What brought you to Charleston? Are you from here? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
How far back are we going?
Birth.
The birth.
How far do you want to go?
Yeah.
Well, I've been in Charleston since 2008. I wasn't born in 2008, but I met my wife at a wedding down here. The year before that, I knew immediately that I was going to marry her, and then I moved down here and tried to figure out, hey, what am I going to do for a living? So that's how I came to Charleston. I was from Greenville.
Yeah. Terrific.
Oh,
Terrific.
South Carolinian.
South Carolinian.
Yeah, South Carolinian indeed.
Like Greenville.
Yeah. I didn't really know. Honestly, we never came down here. We always went to the mountains west, so I was kind of oblivious to the charms of Charleston before
You didn't even go to Myrtle Beach?
Not really.
Wow.
Not really. We were kind of mountain people.
Yeah.
So.
Terrific. So what'd you study in school? Where'd you study?
I did a bit of a tour around the Carolinas. I started at Clemson, did a year at USC in Columbia, and I finished up at USC Spartanburg.
Terrific.
So, I did. I think by the time 4 years rolled around, I'd given them enough money that they gave me a degree.
Nice of them to do.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I wasn't ready. I didn't want to keep going.
Yeah.
So it was an interdisciplinary thing, and it was business, design, and a third one that I can't even remember right now.
Ooh.
So,
all right.
yeah.
Great. Yeah.
3 majors?
It was like, you just do you've done enough study in each area that they can kind of
cobbled together enough credits
give
to
you
get
a thing.
degree.
Yeah, so.
That's terrific.
It was great though, because I did need to eventually. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to be when I wanted to grow up, as maybe many of us don't. But by the time I got to USC Upstate, USC Spartanburg, I think they changed their name recently. They actually have a graphic design program. Huh. They didn't have one at Clemson, and they didn't have one at that time at USC. So they had a media arts program. So.
Were you always drawn to the artistic side of things? Were you an artistic kid?
I've definitely always been an artistic, creative kid. My dad is a musician. He's from Miami, and he kind of he studied music in school, and then he sort of eventually ended up in as a cold hard businessman, selling insurance and that sort of thing. And so I was steered towards maybe more practical things than art. And so it took me a while to figure out, hey, this is a different time. This is who I am, and I got to just kind of go for it. So
that's great.
But, yeah.
Great stuff. You've done some interesting things, it sounds like. You've taught English in Japan. You've sort of been all over. Do you want to map out your journey and some of the interesting jobs you've had along the way?
Sure. Well, when I graduated from college, I decided I didn't want to sell out to the man, my designs, my art. And I remember thinking that pretty clearly, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? Got to do something. And I had always wanted to live in a completely different culture, right? I didn't have didn't have a lot of cash in the bank, so I was like, well, I got to go work somewhere. I can teach English. And so I applied. I looked into moving to Japan and China. And Japan I could make a living, pay off some of my student loans, and I applied for one job there. Got it, and then I was just got on a plane. Awesome. It's kind of crazy.
By yourself?
By myself, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that everyone can do that, because everybody can do that. You just buy a ticket and get on a plane.
Yeah, but nobody, like, that's not the thing that they think of. Oh,
Sure.
I'm going to go to another country.
Sure.
Well, I didn't start at the beginning with my life, obviously, but my mom is Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's from Miami, and they met at a Christian Bible school in England.
Wow.
So
It's a global story.
It's a global story, yeah. And so we always had foreigners in our house. I think my mom, she'll probably never listen to this, but I don't think she ever figured out Southern culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a bit of a adjustment for her. So we tended to have a lot of foreigners, in from all over the place, Germany, France, England, wherever. And so that was just in our blood, in the Barton blood. I have 3 sisters, and so anyway, so after high school, I went to that same school in England for a year, and then I came back and went to college, and then I was like, you know what, I want to keep traveling. I still have the travel bug. I want to go west.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how it got there. And along the way, I had actually taught English as a second language in sort of just volunteering in my town, and I was like, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's great.
Yeah. Have you been to Japan?
I have not.
Really?
It's on my list. I'd love to go.
Save your money.
Yeah. Apparently, all you have to do is buy a plane ticket.
Well, that will get you to the airport.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I tell people that going to Japan is like you're going to Europe, you're going to another country. Going to Japan, you're going to another planet. It's another planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So did you have to learn the language?
No, they actually don't really want you to speak the language, because you're not really there to teach. You're there to practice conversation. They're perfectly good at teaching themselves the rules and grammar and all that stuff, but they struggle to pronounce it. And so you just it's just like 40 hours of small talk. That's the job. I didn't really know that going in. I'm not Mr. Small Talk, but that was the job.
You're doing fine so far.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but this isn't a small talk podcast. We get into
going
the
deep.
nuts and bolts of things
We're
and
going
go
deep,
deep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me about graphic design. You make a living doing graphic design and illustration. We haven't talked much about that.
Sure.
Yet. How'd you get into that in particular to say, this is what I want to do as a calling?
Okay. Well, I think that I've noticed in myself and many others that you got to pay attention to the things you're doing that you're not getting paid for. Maybe that sounds obvious to some people, but I don't think it's obvious to everybody. And when I was over there in Japan, I was designing stuff, making websites, getting experience just personally and even for some publications over there. And so when I came back, I was like, you know what? I got to do something all day, every day to pay the bills. I might as well give it a go. I love computers. Always love computers. I love making art and other things on computers. And so, just got a job. Bit of a store. Hard to get a job. It's always hard to get your foot in the door.
Sure.
Did get my foot in the door, and it was just sort of off to the races.
Where'd you get your foot in the door?
So I came home and I went to. I came home from Japan and went and moved back in with my parents to kind of figure out what was next. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try to find a job. And so I spent the next 3 months, on the computer looking for jobs. And that was I don't know if it's different now. It's not a good way to find a job back then. So then my dad was like, look, here's the thing. You just need to go open the phone book and start calling people. And that was like the worst thing that he could have said to me. Yeah, just cold calling. He actually said that to me like the day I started looking. I was like, I'm not doing that, Dad. I'm doing it my way.
Half our listeners are wondering what a phone book is.
What a phone book is,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
That's true.
Big yellow thing.
Yes, phone directory. And so, a few months later, I was like, okay, I'm desperate. I'm going to do that. So that day, I just went down the phone, went down the list, just pick up the phone, call, ask if they're hiring. Got 2 interviews.
Wonderful.
Just 2 interviews, yeah. Went in, was offered a position for both jobs, My portfolio was crap.
Wonderful. Yeah.
It's crap.
But you had one.
I had one.
Yeah.
I had one. But half of it was personal projects, and one job offer was for be like the print guy at the graphics guy at a print shop, I actually took that job 12 hours in, not 12 hours, 4 hours in. I was like, this is not a good fit for me. I had not yet told the other company no. So then I came to an agreement with the print shop guy, and then called back, great guy, Mike Harrison. He gave me my first job on a trial. And at that same time, I my parents were like, you can't live here anymore. So I went and got an apartment, and I was like, all right, well, I'm stepping out in faith here. And they liked my work ethic, and just took off.
Tell us about the job. What were you doing?
Job. It was a small agency. It's still around. It's called
Greenville.
It's called Shift. Back then it was called Harrison Kahn, and I was one of two graphic designers, the junior graphic designer, and it was building websites, and it was a lot of B2B work, which at the time I was like, this is not very glamorous, but now I know that's where the money is.
Money's important sometimes.
Money's important.
Yeah, it is. So when did you go out on your own, and what made you take the leap?
Okay, well we'll do the sanitized version. Of that.
We're going
time.
deep. If you want to go with the unsanitized version, that's
safe,
fine too.
Maybe, anyways, so when I moved down here, they let me work remotely. I had to drive back up to Greenville every other week, at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And that was, we didn't have any kids, and it was fun for a while. But obviously, I was looking for a job down here, and it was like very hard to get a job down here then, especially in creative fields. I don't know if it still is. I have some college girls.
And you said 2008, that was like recession time too.
Yes, it was actually. Yeah,
things really hit the skids, especially late in that year.
So I ended up getting a job eventually at People Matter, if you remember that. They're a software company. Have you been here a while?
I've been here a year and a half, but I've been familiar with the economy down here for a while.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Where are you from?
I lived in the Boston area for 26 years.
Okay.
And grew up in Tampa Bay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't even know where are you from?
I'm from here.
You're from here, okay.
I'm not born here, though.
Not born here, yes. You have to say that.
My husband reminds me. He's a native born here, so.
Yes, that does happen.
There's certain.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because we are Boston Red Sox fans and Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans.
Oh, terrific. Yeah. I've got a dual allegiance between the Patriots and the Buccaneers. Yeah. So I've got an NFC team and an AFC team.
Yeah. So that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a football allegiance, Andrew?
I do. I used to not be a big sports ball guy, but I've grown fond of the Gamecocks because I enjoy pain.
Yeah,
just suffering.
Absolutely.
Rough year for South Carolina football teams.
Yeah.
So I'll watch it here and there.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. So you went out on your own.
Yes. Okay. So I was at People Matter for a while.
Yeah.
And I worked really hard there. I got promoted several times. I got over promoted. I was just kind of in the right place.
Peter Principle.
At the wrong time.
Yeah.
I don't know the Peter Principle.
The Peter Principle says that you get promoted to the extent of your incompetence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. And I took a job as the, what was it? Marketing director. It was. And I didn't know the first thing about marketing direction, but I nailed it on all the graphic design tasks. Basically, you just do what you say you're going to do, and that's half the job, right?
Sure.
And so after a year and a half, it wasn't working out. I was failing miserably. I think they probably, if I'd had less of a work ethic, they probably would have let me go sooner, but I don't think they wanted to. At least that's what I tell myself. And so eventually they fired me. I went home in the middle of the day, and my wife's like, "You're not supposed to be home." I was like, No, I'm not. Let's sit down.
I am now.
Yes, I'm home now. And she is a nurse, and she was working full time. I was like, well, you know what? I think I might have an authority problem, darling. I might need to go out on my own. And so that was a really good time. She, she was able to help. We just knew we were going to be okay with her job for a while, and we had just bought a house. We just bought a house downtown. It was not a good time from that regard. But from the moment I just stepped out and just emailed everyone I knew, hey, I'm opening this business. Put up this, bare bones website, and then just people started asking me for work.
That's great.
So that's about 15 years ago ish.
And you've done a lot of work.
They will come.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I think there's a lot of this is. Again, I'm kind of I've been out of the get a job game, but it's kind of a freelance town back then. Is it still freelance town?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a lot of solopreneurs here.
Yeah,
we've interviewed.
And I saw an article the other day about a lot of freelancers and solopreneurs, and how in the future that possibly could be a huge issue because there's not a lot of retirement planning for freelancers and solopreneurs. So what
My
is
blood
that
just
going
ran
to look like?
cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you both solo? Well, I know you're solo. Are you solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's high, low lows, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Feast or famine.
But freedom.
Yeah. But freedom. Indeed. Yeah. Good town to have freedom in. There's a lot going on.
I got 3 kids now. I don't need as much freedom as I once needed. But yeah, it's a good town to do your own thing.
Do you ever get the bug to go back in-house somewhere?
Not really. I mean, I get the bug to be in a team. I miss being in an intimate team.
Yeah,
I love working
I
with
agree with
people.
that.
Amanda and I are on the Wajiba board together, and it's just fun.
Tell them what
Tell 'em
Wajiba
what
means.
Wajiba is. Yeah.
West Ashley James Island Business Association.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
I've heard the acronym and
Yeah.
never had the wherewithal to ask what it stands for.
It's been around for a while. Yeah, thank you.
You
It's
bet.
a strange word.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think it's all kinds of things, but yeah, no, it's Frank Wells. He's sort of been rejuvenating it, bringing in some amazing speakers, and so I jumped on the board, and then you jumped on, and we redid the website, and it's been
over.
yeah, we took over. It's
Good
been
for you.
yeah, it's just been fun to be on a team. Good
So we
people.
live in West Ashley too, so it's close to home.
Terrific.
Everything checks out.
And then on the other side of the peninsula, I think about some of the organizations you've done design work for. Mount Pleasant Chamber of Commerce, our sister podcast comes to
Yes.
mind.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell us about some of the local work that you've done.
What haven't you done?
What
Yeah.
haven't I
You've
done?
done the town of Mount Pleasant too. You've done work
I feel
for
like
them.
I've done a lot of. If I'm putting together my logo cloud, there are definitely some recognizable some entities on there. Some of them I've just done one project.
Yeah.
And that's word of mouth mostly because I've never really been a huge social media person. The thing that's sort of I built my marketing around has been on my email list. Put a lot of love into my emails, and
They're
something-
great emails, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Very
I'll have to
short,
sign
sweet,
up.
quirky. He has.
I'll send you my
It'll include
backlog.
like free little graphics that you can use for things and like birthday cards, thank you cards. I use everything you send.
A newsletter that's actually useful.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
sign me
has
up.
Things in it that you can use.
I appreciate that. You can sign up at andrewbartondesign.com.
Terrific.
So yeah, no, I love putting those things together. They take a while, but that's been the main
Right.
way that I keep in touch with people. So
But back to some of your
back
projects.
to Charleston. So tell me, help me. What do you want to know?
Local CrossFit gyms.
Yeah.
Great nonprofits in the area.
The truth is, it's kind of all over the map.
Yeah.
And I think I've always been a bit of a generalist, though I especially love illustration, and I'm more and more as I've become more confident in that over the years, try to work that in more and more. But I don't have a particular niche.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I'm in a niche.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Never grow up.
Never grow up.
Yeah. Right. So let's get into illustration because some
Yeah.
of the illustration work you've done is spectacular, and that makes me think of Hayward the Horse.
Hayward the Horse.
Let's introduce
Hayward.
our listeners and viewers at home to Hayward the Horse. Let's hear the story.
Hayward the Horse. That is my children's book that
Yeah.
I released.
A couple of children's books. at
There are
this point,
two.
right?
There's
Yeah.
two of them.
Yeah.
And if I could just bring it back to AMA real quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Former president.
former president.
Yes. The
Um,
gravitas that we are exposed
That's
to.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. So anyways, I met a lot of people for the first 5-6 years of being out on my own. I just kind of went all on an AMA on the board, on the marketing board, various roles, and then like you said, up to president. But I met a lot of good people through that. One of them was Rick Jones. Do you guys know who Rick Jones is? He's a consultant around here. I haven't seen him in a hot minute, but he would kind of every once in a while. He's an older guy. Every once in a while we get together, and has very much a coach mentality, and he would just kind of, grill me, ask me what I was doing, and one day he asked me. I was just telling him, "Hey, I'm kind of tired of making stuff for other people. I want to make my own thing." And he said, well, do you have any ideas about what you could do, or do you have a story you could write, or just something like that? I was like, yeah, actually, I do. It just hit me. I was like, I got a children's book I want to write about Charleston, and the genesis for that, I mean, not to get too much in the weeds, but I'm going to take you into the weeds here, was one of my hobbies, back to play, like one of the things that's very important to me is make sure you're playing, because playing will sort of tell you where you should be going.
100% agreed.
Yeah, that's where it's fun. And you have to protect playtime or it just collapses in on itself because it's not efficient. There's nothing efficient about playing. So anyways, one of my hobbies over the years has been making indie video games.
Terrific.
It's like really simple stuff. Nothing I would be, back then, nothing I would be crazy proud of. But so I started an indie video game meetup group, dev group in Charleston. And
love this. What was it called?
Charleston Indie Game Devs. Yeah, Charleston Indie Game Devs, I believe it's on Meetup.
It's still around?
It's still going. I went to a meeting. Awesome. I went to a meeting last week for the first time in like 10 years, but like different people have just picked it up. But anyways, we do. Have you ever heard of a game jam or a hackathon?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So game jam, we put a game jam on, and I remember thinking that one of the themes we could do would be Charleston, in Charleston history, and I kind of remember getting blank stares. And I was like, and it just occurred to me that like perhaps a lot of the people, particularly younger people that were moving in here in droves by then, this is probably 2012, something like that.
The trend has continued.
The trend has continued?
Yeah, 40 plus net new people a day moving to Charleston.
Where do these numbers come from?
Charleston Regional Development Association.
Yeah? Okay. They got a counter, like a website counter? Okay.
Yeah, you bet.
You're going to share that with me later. All right, anyways.
You don't believe it? You don't believe that?
That's not that I don't believe it. I'm just curious. I just want to know. I just want to know what it is. I have no idea. Where was I?
Your game.
The game.
Right,
Oh yeah. So I threw out this idea of let's do Charleston history, and I just remember thinking, all these people moving in here, they don't like me, like they don't know anything about the history of Charleston, like where we live. This place is wild. There's wild how much history there is here, and you kind of just get numb to it if you don't do the tours in your own town, which used to be a thing in January. I don't know if it is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They need to bring it back.
That was a really cool thing, and so I had this idea. Well, I'm going to do an animated video explainer video about Charleston history. Yada yada yada. That turned into the children's book.
Awesome.
That's cool.
So the main character was Hayward the Horse?
The main character of the children's book?
Of the animation. That preceded the book.
No, I hadn't gone that far.
Okay.
I think it was actually, I don't remember, to tell you the truth. I wrote a script for it, but then I was like, when I'm making things, even for play, I feel like the key for me is to know why I make, who's it for. And I couldn't figure out like who is this video for, and more than that, how am I going to make money on it?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I figured out. I had kids. That's very inspirational in and of itself. And I was like, I'm going to make a children's book. I'm going to make it about Charleston, and I'm going to make this character Hayward, the horse.
And Hayward is who?
Hayward is a carriage horse that gives kids and adults tours around town.
Awesome.
And he has a little magic red bow tie that lets him fly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like carriage horse plus.
That helps with the traffic.
Magic school bus.
It helps a lot with the traffic.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, coming in on 526 just now, I was like, I need a magical bow tie.
So I wrote it, and it was one of those things where, as I was working on it, I was sharing it. I was getting above average positive feedback. I was like, this feels strange. This is like above average. I mean, like my clients are usually happy, but this was like very happy people, neighbors, friends. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna follow this. Self-published it, and ordered 2,000 copies.
Sold out of them.
I've ordered many more copies since then.
Amazing.
So it's kind of an evergreen book.
And where can people find your book?
It's scattered around downtown. I mean, it's haywardthehorse.com is the website, but it's scattered around.
Yeah, I think I bought one at Drayton Hall Plantation.
Yeah. Drayton, that's right. They got it. Magnolia, Wonderworks. It's down at the market. Honestly, I've had a lot of vendors kind of come and go, and I can't think of all of them right now.
Sure.
But, the thing about having a children's book is you got to sell it. And like selling, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like
Selling's not good. So I went and knocked around on doors one day, and then got enough names. It's really easy. You just drop your book off and say, give this to the buyer. This is what I'm going to charge, and then they let you know, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
yeah. So
you have a second book.
So this second one, I was like, all right, hey, I did that. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
I wrote the second one. This one is about history.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, what I didn't really realize is 2-year-old, 3-year-olds, they don't really have a concept of history.
Yeah. They haven't been around for long enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're not living in time yet.
Yeah.
So it still sells. It's interesting. It's more interesting to me personally, but it's not as much of a kid killer as the first one. Kid killer? Can we say that?
I'd encourage you to think about the
great.
marketing of the term kid killer. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. So you have two. Is there a
Yeah.
plan for a third or something else?
Yeah,
At
So
the
you have
moment,
something else
there's
in the
not.
works?
I kind of burned out a little bit on that. I've got, like many creative people. Once I figure out where the gold mine is, I want to go to find another mountain to dig in. So I do eventually kind of want to make a Christmas book.
Ooh.
I think that would be
Yes.
a really fun thing to do. I'm not sure if that's a Hayward book or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being inspired by the decoration.
Yeah,
That's right. Oh, yeah.
We had a surprise guest earlier on it.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
we're all
Santa here.
decorated for
It's
Santa.
wonderful.
I know him now.
I'm ready.
I met him.
You met Santa.
I'm ready.
I know him. That's great.
Ugh.
Tell us about your design. Well, let me back up from there. Self-publishing.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of our listeners and a lot of our members in the Charleston AMA who say, I've got a book in me, whether it's a novel, whether it's a self-help book, whether it's a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
What's that process like? It seems insurmountable, and yet we keep meeting self-published book authors. So walk us through that process a little bit.
It is a little daunting at first. So I met with, usually before I do something, I want to talk to someone that's done it before.
Yeah.
Very much value experience. And so I met with Jonathan Miller. He has a book series about a dog, Dashan.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, he has many books, and that's his full-time gigs. He goes
Those
to
are good books.
Yeah, they're great. He goes to and he like cuts out the artwork and makes really complicated scenes, and it's really wonderful.
Awesome.
But I basically was like, hey, I took him to coffee. I said, hey, what do I do here? And the first thing he said to do was write a business plan. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to write a
Oh,
business
boy.
plan. I want to make a
You have
book.
to do that.
Yeah, I want to write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is
No.
that always the first thing you have to do?
Yeah. That's the
There's a
hardest
reason for
part.
that, maybe.
So what did your business plan look like?
Truth be told, I can't really remember.
Okay.
It was probably it was
It was
retail.
a blur. It's a blur.
It was
now.
for sure retail sales, but that's you got to sell a lot of books to make any money on retail because
Mhm.
whatever the price is on the shelf, from my understanding, they're paying about half that to you,
The
and then you got to
margin
do
isn't great.
the margin isn't great, so you got to move a lot of books, and so that was my business plan. So it still is
Yeah. Retail. Sell books.
retail.
Period. Full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think self-publishing is wonderful. So, I mean, it's not easy, but it's so achievable if you set your mind to it. And there's, 1,001 services out there to help you get it done. And you can do it on the cheap, or you can pay a lot of money
Yeah.
for it as well. So,
Yeah. How long did the process take you from concept of, all right, I'm going to move this from an explainer video into a children's book. Hayward the Horse is the main character.
yeah.
What was the lead time between that moment of decision and when it was on the shelves?
Probably 8 or 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that sounds
was
fast
quick.
to me. Yeah.
I mean, it probably took me 6 months to make it, and then 3 months for fulfillment or manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ordered the first few copies I ordered from Lulu. What's it called? One of these print-on-demand companies.
Sure.
Lulu, I think it's called.
Okay.
Or maybe there's another one, really popular one. Can't think of right now. Local connection to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know what
I can't think of the name either.
Yeah.
We're a week away from Thanksgiving here.
I'm gonna
so
write-
I have a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
write all this
turkey
down
on my
next time we
mind
Yeah,
right
you're a
now.
little hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Don't interview hungry. First rule of podcasting.
Is it?
Yeah. Right.
It's not Forbes.
Oh, it's an Amazon thing.
Now they're Amazon. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's like everyone out there.
We'll
knows
look it up
exactly
and
what
add
it
it
is.
in later.
Yeah, we'll add it to the show notes.
Add it in later.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so those were just like order them and get them, a week or two later kind of thing. So those I got paperback, but I ordered from overseas because I wanted to make sure I got like a dust jacket, just to kind of make it look a little nicer.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Any feedback that you get from fans of the book to say this made history approachable? This inspired my child.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that I do hear a lot, like a lot, and it's very humbling to hear this because I didn't really know what I was doing, is that like kids, they love, like especially the first book, they love it. They love this book.
That's
like
awesome.
Little kids. I heard it last night at a networking thing. But he was like, I was reading this to my 2-year-old. He was asking me where the bow tie was, and that the kid had never reacted that way to a book before. So that is an amazing feeling, and I feel really blessed to have that experience.
Were you at our networking event?
I was at your networking event. That's right. It was great.
Terrific.
So yeah, I think that is, that's I don't know if that's lightning striking or what, but it's a good feeling, and
great.
grandmas like it too. And basically what I realized is that when you're writing a book, especially a children's book, you're really creating an experience between a child and an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that's
Right.
what you're thinking about, so that's why the book's short. You want that because you're trying to get that kid to bed.
Make him sleep and get him to bed. Yeah, teach him something
Where's the
along
buzz
the
I
way.
hear this? Good night.
Yeah, right.
So
The book is a legacy, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna last a long time. And when I think about a legacy, I also think about the next generation of who's coming up.
sure.
So what advice would you give to somebody
That's a
and
really
they
good
say,
transition.
That is a good
I
one.
like to
Pro
yeah,
transition.
I do what I can. So somebody who says, I want to be a graphic designer when I grow up. I don't know the first steps other than, maybe study it in college, but how do I get my start in graphic design? What advice would you give to somebody maybe just graduating from the College of Charleston or any of the other amazing institutions of higher ed we've got here, or just moving to the area and they want to get their start in graphic design?
What did you say to those gals last night?
What did I say to them? Well,
What did I say?
they did.
Shout
I
out
did.
to Mike Compton, our ghost host.
Yes. Last night I was at a networking event, and there was some an AMA networking event, Charleston American Marketing Finds a Purpose,
At Coleman House.
and there were
It'll work.
4 young ladies from the College of Charleston. I just sat down. I was asking them kind of what they wanted to do and stuff, and some of them wanted to go into marketing. I was like, well, if there's still time, you got to do an internship. You got to just get out there and get in the real world, because just a world of difference between what you learn on the internet or in the classroom and what people are going to pay for. And beyond that, every relationships trump everything. I did 2 internships while I was in college. One was at a screen printer, one was at an agency, and particularly that agency, like, they supported me. They never hired me or anything, but they supported me in different ways for a decade
That's
afterwards, because we just had a good relationship. And so I think do an internship.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're doing personal projects to stay inspired,
Sure.
and then do some non-personal projects, even if they hurt a little bit, and sell out.
Sell out, but stay true to
Sell
yourself.
out, but stay true to
somehow.
yourself. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
only joking a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the internship thing because I did an internship my senior year too,
Yeah.
and that was my first job literally after
Okay.
graduating from college. So
Who's it
Same
with?
here.
the Center for Women.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so important, and it's really cool. Just to blow a little smoke. It's really great to have AMA. It's just a great organization for anyone to join.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Agreed. I joined before I moved down here.
yeah,
So
And
you get it. Tom gets it.
yeah.
and I
And
when I
there-
was I'm sorry.
I was going to say there's an AMA chapter at the College of Charleston. So
Yes.
we have a good relationship with them.
Yeah, and I mean, I met. So I was Holly Fisher was the
Mhm.
president before me, and then
Shout
me.
out to Holly
Yeah,
in Asheville.
Love Holly. Do a lot of work with Holly, and we were. So if if you're the president, you're the pre-president, the president, and then the post-president. It's a 3-year commitment. And Holly and I, we're working together on these committees all this time. We never did any work together, and then after we got out, like a year or two later, we just she went out on her own, and we started doing a lot of work together. I do a lot of work with her now, so that was the, great connection that I made there. So you got to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to be good at your craft too.
Yeah,
Sure, that helps.
You definitely have to do your craft.
Right. Absolutely.
There's plenty of people out there succeeding that aren't great at their craft, though.
Right. And
many
there's plenty of
fields.
people who are great at their craft who aren't succeeding. And so it's that
That's true.
combination of
That's
building
true.
a portfolio of good work, but also
Yeah.
being known for your work ethic and your ability to connect people, right?
I've always, so it's true. I mean, you got to have the portfolio, and I've always sort of I think my enthusiasm has always exceeded my skill, frankly, and I'm like a learn on the job person. So if I could go back and do it again, I'd probably reverse that. I'd probably go to a different school that was more focused on design, and if I could do it, the perfect situation. But you know what? Most people don't have the perfect situation.
Mhm.
So I think what I'm trying to say there is, if you're trying to get a job, I believe that enthusiasm is more important than skills. I mean, you got to have the eye. I mean, you got to have some of the basics. But the reason I got my first job in design, as a designer, was because my portfolio was okay, but I'd gone to Japan, and that just blew their mind. That just blew their mind that I'd.
They
gone to
thought you were a
Japan.
really awesome, cool person,
I guess they
dude,
did.
and that's why they hired you.
I guess they did. And I was just eager. I was like, I was going to do anything for this job, and because I didn't want to go back and have small talk in Japan for the rest of my life. So
Yeah. It strikes me that good design is good thinking too.
for sure.
I think good content is clear
Yeah.
thinking as well. A lot of your designs strike me as elegantly simple.
Yeah.
And so tell us about your design aesthetic as well, and some of the thinking that goes into that. Because as a designer, I'm sure you've got a lot of inputs. You've got a lot of, we wanted to impress this audience and that audience,
Yeah.
and we wanted to say this and that, whatever. How do you distill that down into something that strikes people simply?
That's a big question. And to tell you the truth, I'm a pretty analytical person, but I don't spend a lot of time analyzing design. Maybe I'm just kind of
Well,
in it
I like
now.
how sometimes you, Andrew, like with the Wajiba logo, you sent the board your process, how it
Yeah.
started, the ideas, and then like the second level, and then how you got
That's right.
to where you. So talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So maybe like I'm do it so long I don't even think about it as being a
thing.
ethos or
Process,
or whatever. But I like to do the discovery, but I like to bring when there's trust, which hopefully there is, not always, bring the client along through the process, right? So that means that I'm not trying to I base this particularly with logos because they're one of the hardest thing. I try to make sure that they I try to really figure out what's in their head and what they want and the parameters they have, and then make whatever I make fit what the client, what I think they need to get the job done, but also what's going to make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's for logos. As far as the other stuff goes, layout, emails and stuff, I believe that clarity is more important than cleverness.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I try to be clever, I fail usually. I often want to be, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's just better to be clear, especially when things are so noisy and loud, and keep it simple.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And oftentimes a company, an organization, whatever, will turn to a good marketer for that clarity because they're dealing with the chaos of
Sure.
running the business and all the things. And they need somebody to sort of outthink them or
Right.
provide some level of clarity amidst that chaos. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure you have experienced this before, both of you. It's like they thank you for your outside perspective.
Yeah.
For something that you don't do anything
Yeah. We're
to
not
achieve. You're just not there.
We're not taking the orders and washing
Yeah.
the dishes and all the things. We're providing that sort of outside calm.
Yeah.
amidst the chaos. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I love, I really respect writing. I feel like great design starts with great writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's almost always true.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
What are your sources of inspiration?
for graphic design,
Mm-hmm.
for life,
Yeah, both.
For
business,
one
for
bleeds into
everything.
the other. Yeah, it's work-life integration these days, right?
work-life integration. If I'm just out and about doing anything, I'm just snapping pictures of things I like. A cereal box, corroded sign, and anything that's out there. I'm noticing it. Stuff in nature, acorns, whatever. If it's for design, I spend time on Pinterest
Mm-hmm.
when I'm doing research.
No, I always forget about Pinterest.
Really?
I used to be so into it, and
Yeah.
now it just doesn't cross my mind anymore.
I don't even know where to go anymore. Where do you go?
I don't. I
You
guess I don't.
I spend a lot of
It-
time on
inspiration.
Instagram and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking for is simplicity of
Okay.
message.
Yeah.
Right. One of the reasons I like Instagram so much is that you have to distill it down into something that's really simple and very effective,
Instagram.
because you're competing
Yeah.
against the scroll factor.
Yeah.
And same thing with LinkedIn. One of the things I like about LinkedIn lately is that they sort of truncate long messages.
Yeah.
So unless it grabs you in the first 10 words,
LinkedIn.
you literally don't
Yeah.
see it. You know,
That's
you
true.
have to hit more.
Mm.
So as somebody who studied journalism and has spent his whole career in comms,
Mm-hmm.
you got to grab somebody by the lapels and say, listen,
Sure.
this is important. And if you don't, people just keep scrolling. Your
That's
enemy
true.
is the scroll.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you do a lot of Instagram marketing yourself? Is that part of your strategy?
I wish I could say yes.
Yeah.
Obsidian Comms,
Yeah.
most of my business comes from LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I need to spend some more time on Instagram for sure.
I kind of opted out of social media years ago, if I was ever opted in. When I was kind of spooling up, when I started to experiment with illustrating, because I was, I feel like fairly self-taught
Yeah.
on the illustration side. I used Instagram a lot, but it's just too much of a time suck.
Yeah.
So I just
And yet
just
you
opted
invest a lot of your time in a newsletter, which is one of the more time-consuming elements of marketing.
Right. It is,
think
but
so?
also, and Holly would agree with me on this, that email is still the number one marketing tool
It sure
I love
is.
over
email.
social media,
Absolutely.
over everything.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's on social media. Like Andrew said, he doesn't
Right.
do it that much. So, but everyone has an email address.
Yeah.
And yes, you can unsubscribe and you can, it can go into your spam folder, but email's the number one way to reach people.
Mhm.
Right. And if you're putting thought and care and attention into it,
Sure.
you can really build community that way. And it
Mhm.
sounds like that's your approach.
Community is a strong word, but readership.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
share that newsletter on our newsletter.
Well, let's do it.
Share access to
Let's
that.
share.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I love that. Thank
yeah.
you.
How often do you publish it?
So I used to hire a writer. I used to hire a writer. I used to use Holly to help me with my newsletter, and we were doing it like once a month.
Mhm.
Right.
And then I was like, I feel like I can do this on my own, and I can do it on my own. And now I do it like twice a year.
Okay.
No, Andrew, you need to bump that up.
Yeah, let's bump that up. Yeah.
The number one marketing tool, you need to bump it
I,
up.
Yeah.
I probably do.
So-
You'll get-
I don't
you'll get
love
more
tooting my
business
horn.
that
I'm
way.
not especially.
It's okay to toot your own
I'm
horn.
not
No one
good
else
at
is
it.
going to toot it for
That's
you.
why you're here,
I
buddy.
got the imposter syndrome. It's that never. If you're jumping into this, that never goes away. I think if you start with it, maybe if you don't start with it,
That's good advice too.
yeah,
That
doesn't go
never
away.
really goes away. So how do you harness it? How do you work with it rather than against it?
You tell me.
I haven't figured that out yet either. I was hoping for your advice.
I think you just have to
Surround yourself with people that
take the next step.
Yeah.
You just have to
support you and
just don't look at the horizon. Just take the next step. That's as far as I've gotten. So those steps are not taking me to Instagram at the moment, though.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Let's bump up those
Baby
newsletter
steps.
figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby
Yeah.
steps.
Baby steps.
Start with
the
Maybe I
newsletter.
should. I don't know.
When I think about graphic design and the trends they're in, we'd be remiss not to cover AI.
Yeah.
And so you seem to be, if I had to guess, you seem to be an anti-AI guy, but I'm not sure that's true. Talk about your journey with AI, your perspectives on
I'd
it.
love to know your how you got there first. I'm gonna put you on the spot. How did you assess that?
You're very thoughtful. You're very
Yeah.
analytical, and there's a part of you that strikes me as a bit old school,
Yeah.
which I respect and
Sure.
and really admire. But tell me about AI. What's Andrew Barton's take on it?
So when I first, like maybe many of us, when I first started messing around with, I think it was Midjourney, maybe like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
You can ask my wife, but I was like for 3 days, I was just walking around in like a fog, like it's over, it's all over. What am I gonna
They're
do?
gonna take no The robots are taking our
They're
jobs.
yeah, it's like this in 3 years. Like they're gonna be doing design, and I love making sourdough. I guess I'll open a bakery. Um,
Oh, I could see you with the bakery and a
I
coffee
don't want
shop.
to work that hard, but maybe I'll have to. I don't know. I love sourdough. Anyways,
And you love
Shout
coffee.
out to sourdough.
shout out to sourdough. But I recovered from that, and I definitely feel like AI is going to be changing and is changing my business.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a weird year for me, not horrible, but not like great. And I do think that's one part AI and one part economy, as best I can tell. But for the most part, I'm not about stealing people's work, but I'm also not about fighting the tide.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't fight the tide.
Roll with it.
Yeah. So what does that look like for you
In my day-to-day,
in your workflow? Yeah.
I mean, I've tried. I mean, I use ChatGPT. I think it's better for writing and stuff, and thinking and brainstorming here and there. So I definitely use that a good amount. I haven't really figured out how to work it into visual art very well, other than just like the Photoshop, the simple sort of fill in the background or remove this splotch or whatever.
Sure.
But I've got a subscription to Midjourney. I don't ever use it. I don't know that I really have a lot of respect for what they're doing over there, but it blows my mind. I think that relationships are going to be more important than ever.
Yeah.
And I sort of been hearing whisper that branding's coming back.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's about time.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't know. Maybe it means that people are going to want to, hopefully, really value things that are made by hand again. Fine art. Like, I'm not going to become a fine artist, I don't think. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I'm not afraid of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's here to stay. So
It's
how do
here
we
to
work
stay.
with it?
I think we should work with it, work smarter,
Sure.
not take people's jobs away.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely kind of scary times in some ways, but I mean, I've really enjoyed using it to help me be a better coder, develop websites.
Yeah.
Like, that's really fun.
Yeah.
It's great
Yeah.
for that.
It sort of is a good augmenter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of like, you've got some basic skill here. How does
Yeah.
that help you sort of hone that expertise and
Mhm.
and advance your productivity? So a generalist can be
Yeah.
can have a higher degree
Can
of
level
output.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can level up.
You have to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to tell you what you don't know.
Yeah.
So I think if you got some expertise, you can really make it work for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the short run, optimistic.
Good.
In the long run,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
We're
see.
not there yet.
We're
though.
not
So,
there yet.
Yeah. Day
Yeah.
by day. Any questions, Amanda?
I want to know more about. You didn't bring this up
Yeah.
about your photo booth days.
Oh,
I didn't know that about you.
when I moved down here, a buddy from high school worked for a photographer in Columbia, and he moved to Greenville, and he's very hands-on, and he was like, "Hey, I think I can like put this photo booth together, and we could take it to weddings and charge." Like, this is before anybody
That
was
seems
doing
like
this.
fun though.
And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Well, have fun." He's like, "Well, I want you to help me. Like, let's do it together." I was like, "I don't want to do that." So he dragged me. Like, eventually, I did. He kind of just dragged me in, and I was like, "Okay, this is great." And so we, just been to like dozens and dozens of weddings, setting up this booth, taking photos, and just helping people to have a great time. This is a great town for it.
And that's still going on? You're still involved?
That he did that for a while longer, but that lasted maybe about 5 years or so.
Mhm, mhm.
So
5 years is still.
yeah,
Good
it was
run.
good. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was great. That was it's different. It's different.
So we've talked about marketing, we've talked about design aesthetic, we've talked about AI. We haven't talked a lot about Charleston. Tell me about, in your opinion, as a human being, as Andrew Barton the person, not necessarily the
Not the
designer.
brand.
Yeah, right. Not the brand.
Not the brand.
What are some of the hidden gems of Charleston that our listeners outside of this city, or maybe new to the city, aren't
Don't-
aware of?
Just gonna give away
Should we tell 'em?
secrets. Yeah.
Should we tell them? First, we told them all to come here, and then they did.
Yeah.
Well, So I have 3 kids, and it's pretty much all hands on deck all the time. So I'm not out and about like I used to be.
You're not a big going out guy.
No. But you know what? Sometimes I hear people talk about the best sandwiches, like chicken sandwiches in this town, and I feel like Boxcar Betty's doesn't usually come up. Have you been there?
Oh, I love
It's
Boxcar
so
Betty's.
good.
It's
Spectacular.
delicious.
I feel like it's a little bit of
I've only been there once, but
a little bit
wow.
of a hidden gem.
Good sandwiches,
Yeah.
good salads, good fries.
Can't go
Everything's
wrong.
good.
Yeah.
They're in West
Yeah.
Ashley,
It's good.
and they have a couple of locations though.
Do they?
I think one in Somerville or Mount
Okay.
Pleasant.
I didn't know that, but I never hear anyone talking about it. It's like this is a good sandwich, man.
yeah.
And I live over by Cafe Roca. Have you been there? They've got some really good sandwiches over there.
Awesome. I'll
They
have
got
to
some-
check that
yeah,
out.
Really good stuff. How much you got anything I need to know about?
I love shows at the Poorhouse. I've already mentioned that once, but yeah, Five Loaves Cafe in Mount Pleasant.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hidden
I was
Gems.
just there yesterday.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
They
I went-
used to have a location downtown.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
I went
They
to
closed.
Katsubo last night. Is that popular? I don't know if it's popular. I've never been there.
Where is
It's
that?
It's in Park Circle.
Oh,
It's like ramen. It's very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, good
That's good.
ramen spot. That's
Yeah,
good to
It
know.
was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah.
Also, Park Circle Lola, which also has a Mount Pleasant location. Great
Okay.
New Orleans
And,
Cajun food. Yeah.
Basil.
Yep.
Thai food. They're
Mm.
very good. They have a Mount
Absolutely.
Pleasant location.
Great. Any parting thoughts?
No, thank you for having me on here.
What a pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your past service to AMA as a president, and
Yeah, thank you. It was
maybe we'll get them roped back in somehow.
Oh, I can
Mike
only
keeps
hope.
saying that.
Yeah. we need help on the design area. We've got great volunteers in that regard, but plenty of good word to get out.
I've seen a lot of momentum building recently, and it's been impressive, and it's very noticeable from outside. So well done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
come back into the fold. We'd love to have
All
you.
right, thank you. I'll consider it.
All right. Signing off.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Till next time.
Thanks, everybody. Bye now.